What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Controlled Chaos Gaming. My name is Andy, and today we're going to be starting a new series for the VGC, the Video Game Championship. This is going to be our series Road to Number 1. We're going to try and get all the way to number 1 on the in-game ladder for Scarlet and Violet. And today we're using a team that I made. It consists of Hariyama, King Gambit, Torkoal, Farigiraf, Meowscarada, and Dragonite. So unlike some of the other YouTubers, I am going to actually start with the games, and at the end I am going to talk about the teams and what I would change, what I'm going to change for the next video, and also give you guys a taste of that team. So for this week, we are trying to get to Master Ball. We have just started Series 2, and we're going to be doing about 3 games. And for you guys watching at home, this series will be once a week. So it will be a little less often than you see most, because we are primarily a card game channel. But I would love to provide you guys some VGC content. So here we go. We're getting into the first game here. We've got a Volcarona, Grimmsnarl, oh gosh, I can't remember his name. Goldango, that's what it is. Azumarill, Garchomp, and Murkrow. So there's not a lot of things on his team that can not get hit by Fake Out. The only one being Goldango. So I am going to start the Hariyama and the Farigiraf. This is the most common start. And with the Azumarill in the back, I need to be careful. So I am going to bring King Gambit. King Gambit's pretty good against Azumarill because it reduces... it takes less damage from the Play Rough because it's not necessarily super effective. And I think I will go with probably the Dragonite. Has access to Ice Spinner, which is a very good move against Garchomp. And the extreme speed is very nice in the late game. So this is again the first series. If you guys are interested in more of this series, please make sure to leave a like and comment below. And follow us on Controlled Chaos Gaming on Instagram if you are interested in seeing some VGC content on there as well. So it looks like we've got a Garchomp and Volcarona. Interesting here. I think I'm going to start with a Fake Out. I will rearrange this stuff afterwards. I just realized it's in my way. Let's see. I think we'll Fake Out into the Garchomp. I'm not too concerned about the Volcarona, and I will Trick Room. Rough Skin's going to activate. Flinch, perfect, and a Quiver Dance. That's completely fine because we are going into Trick Room, so that is not necessarily going to matter. The special defense and special attack will matter though, so we need to make sure to get that thing off the field as fast as possible. I think to do that, we are going to actually Terrastalize and use Knockoff on the Volcarona. This does a lot of damage, and then we're also going to Hyper Voice to try and get our Throat Spray to activate. One thing they could do here is definitely protect the Volcarona. That could be bad for us, but I think the Terrastalization here makes it so that the Knockoff should do a huge amount of damage to them, and we can weaken them enough that an Extreme Speed later would take a Knockout, or something along the lines of that. I will just move these here. Try to move these. That's perfect. Anything coming in the back is going to take damage now. That Azumarill is going to take a large amount of damage from the Hyper Voice. And more importantly, the Terrastalization is going to go off here, and we're going to get a huge knockoff into the Volcarona. Let's see how much this does here. Yep, takes them down very low and is going to get rid of their leftovers, and Hyper Voice should pick up a KO here. Excellent. So that was a fantastic turn for us. You guys got to see the versatility of the Hariyama. Not only can it fake out and help us set Trick Room, but it can also do some really good offensive damage. So now we are kind of concerned about the Azumarill here. We do need to be aware that the Play Rough could knock out our Hariyama. And so I think what I will do is switch. And I think I am going to switch into the Dragonite. It does have multi-scale, so it has the potential to survive a very strong Play Rough. And the next turn I have Extreme Speed if I need to kind of get some cleanup knockouts. I also predict that the Garchomp might use Earthquake, and therefore, if it uses Earthquake, we're not going to get hit by it. If they do predict this and they Dragon Claw into the Hariyama, that would be really good for them, but that would be kind of a big read for them to make, so we'll see what happens here. We also have not seen a Terastallization yet. I expect that to come out sooner rather than later. Actually, looks like it's a faster Azumarill. And thanks to Multiscale, we do live the Play Rough. Oh, they did make the read, though, and that Dragon Claw is going to take out the Dragonite. So that was a good read from my opponent there, making sure to double up onto the Hariyama slot. And actually now, because we get the Hariyama back out, we have Fake Out once again. So we are able to fake out the Azumarill and just Hyper Voice again. And their Garchomp is either going to have to switch or protect here in order to not go down to this Hyper Voice. Okay, I'm going to move these over here. Beautiful. Okay, and now we are going to use Knockoff. We should have one turn of Trick Room left. We do indeed. So they will probably protect here, but just in case they don't, we will Shadow Ball. And it looks like they are going to Terastallize here, finally. However, it's the flying type. So they are going to take neutral damage from both of my attacks, which is good for me. And we see that they do not protect. The Knockoff is going to come off into that slot and do a ton of damage, getting rid of their Life Orb, and Shadow Ball is going to finish it off. So that is going to be the first victory for our team. And I will just move these here. Beautiful, and that was the first game. We should have this over here set up now. Excellent. And that is a 1-0 record, so I will update that. And we are now up to Ultra Ball rank. Very nice. And we get 20,000 points. Let's go ahead and do the AI Professor next. And that is a fantastic start. 1-0. Most importantly in that game, I think my opponent just letting my Trick Room up was a very poor choice. Didn't allow them to respond very easily. And they did have an Azumarill that was actually faster than all of my Pokemon inside of Trick Room. So that was a little unfortunate for them. It does look like we are facing now a more standard team with the Murkrow, the Annihilate, Garchomp, Mousehold, Hydreigon and Goldango once again. So I think this time, because they can start 2 Pokemon that are immune to Fake Out, I am going to start the... Let's see. I think I am going to start the Dragonite. Dragonite is very good into the Goldango because it has access to the move Stomping Tantrum, which is very nice. And then I think I will also start the Meowscarada. In the back, however, I'm going to have King Gambit, and I think I will have probably have the Farigiraf as my 4th and final one. And I think I am going to ready up with that. That seems fine. I think another good choice would have been the Hariyama in the back. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I do have, unfortunately, the wrong Terastal type on my Dragonite at the moment. I did not have enough materials to make him a Terra Normal, but we will get that sorted in the next couple videos here. We are going to get started, though, with the Dragonite and Meowscarada. Yeah, this is much easier, because now you can see my moves over here, so that's fantastic. Yeah, see, we're Dragon Terra. So, just taking a look at this, the mouse hold is likely going to use Follow Me. And we kind of want to just take out the mouse hold, I think. I'm going to Extreme Speed into it. And also use Knockoff. This will cover for any switches. And if my opponent tries to use Bulk Up, we can try and take care of that the following turn. So I think I'll just do that. Double the the mouse hold, sorry. So Knockoff hopefully takes it out here. I am Protean, so it is going to change me to a Dark type, which is great. Ooh, doesn't quite take it off. It looks like it's a more bulky version. Oh, as they're going to beat up themselves. Okay, so I have seen this a couple times. This beat up action does allow them to use Rage Fist for a very large amount of damage. And so with multi-scale, we'll see if we survive this. We do survive. I'm just realizing that I have all these Pokemon in like the horrible spot every time. I will fix that for the next video. I did survive it, I'll tell you that much. With quite a bit of HP still because of our effect. So I think what I'll do now is I'm going to Terrastalize and I'm going to try and just take out the Annihilate. They did not, luckily, bulk up. So hopefully we can do a lot of damage to them and we'll get off this Extreme Speed first. Extreme Speed will hopefully take out the mouse hold and allow the Flower Trick to go into the Annihilate. Yep, we do see the Follow Me there. And that Extreme Speed does take a knockout. Fantastic. So we are going to go up 1 Pokemon here. The next Pokemon to move will be the Meowscarada. And we're going to see how much Flower Trick does. This is a boosted with Terastallization. And it does about 50%, which is fantastic. We do see a Drain Punch come off into my Meowscarada, which is also very good for us because that doesn't do very much. We did override the Dark typing with our Terastallization. So that was just a fantastic turn for us all together. I expect that if they have Murkrow, that should be the next Pokemon that comes out. Oh, but it is Hydreigon, which is actually pretty good for us. So my Dragonite is much slower than their Hydreigon, but I think I am okay letting it go down. We are going to just Extreme Speed into the Hydreigon, and I think I will just Flower Trick the Annihilate once again. Here comes the Terastallization here. Let's see. Could be a Fire typing from the Annihilate, but it is actually a Fire typing from the Hydreigon, which is very, very interesting because they can use Heat Wave. Extreme Speed is going to go off first. That does a brutal amount of damage with a critical hit there. And then we are going to get the Flower Trick off into the Annihilate here, bringing them pretty low as Heat Wave does come off and looks like it double connects. Does take out the Meowscarada, but not the Dragonite, and I assumed Rage Fist will just finish off our Dragonite. Yep, there we go. So now we have our final two Pokemon, and this is going to be a little tough. We're going to try and set up Trick Room. But the only issue is that if my opponent double targets, that could be really tough for us to deal with. So let's see what we can do here. We do have the Farigiraf here and King Gambit. I am kind of feeling the Sucker Punch on the Annihilate just because I think it can take a KO. We are very strong, and I think I'm also going to go ahead and try and Trick Room. The worst case scenario, yep, is they protect and Heat Wave. I don't think Heat Wave can knock out, but actually with the Terastallization it probably knocks out. Yep. And then we're going to get Trick Room off though, so that's good. It actually looks like both of my Pokemon lived, which is very good, because we can fire off very strong attacks into both Pokemon this following turn. So I am going to go ahead and use Kowtow Cleave on the Hydreigon, and I'm going to use Shadow Ball. We actually have Shadow Ball in the set for the Annihilate specifically, and Goldango. So we're going to see the Annihilate switch out here into Garchomp. So we're going to get some really good damage on the Garchomp here with that Shadow Ball. And of course, Kowtow Cleave is going to bring the Hydreigon very low. Ah, man. I should have used Hyper Voice. I did not think that we would not KO the Hydreigon there, as Heat Wave is going to probably clean us up. So there we go. King Gambit does faint. Yep, and that is going to be probably game over for us. The correct play there should have been Hyper Voice. But that is okay. We'll see if we can pull this out still. Hyper Voice. Going to do a little bit of damage to the Hydreigon there and activate my Throat Spray. So if I did that the following turn, I would have knocked out Hydreigon and gotten the Throat Spray, which would have been very nice. And I think they're just going to Earthquake. Let's see how much that does. Oh, no, it's a Dragon Claw. And that is going to knock us out. So that's going to be the first loss for us. So that's a record so far of 1 win and 1 loss. So I'll update that here. Okay. And we're going to get into a third game and final game of this episode. Again, if you guys are enjoying this kind of content, please let us know below. That is going to bring us to just the bottom of rank 10. That's fine. I think what we'll do is we'll go with the Cassiopeia. Why not? Let us know, of course, if everything looks good. If you want anything changed for that, we can make that happen. And eventually, I think we'll have a face cam and special guests. So that'll be very nice. Let's see here. My opponent's got a Indeedee, an Armarouge, a Mousehold. I keep saying Meowscarada. They do have Meowscarada as well. Hydreigon and Murkrow. So I think for this start, it's always very nice to start the Hariyama and the Farigiraf. Just very nice combo for their Psychic Spam, or if they start anything else, we can just pull Trick Room and kind of get out of it. And of course, the Torkoal is very good here. This will be the first appearance of the Torkoal, and I think we'll finish off with King Gambit. King Gambit's a very good Pokemon for not only cleaning up against Armarouge, but also just providing really good support and late game pressure. Although I'm kind of thinking that the Dragonite would be better. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm gonna bring the Dragonite this time as well. The Dragonite with the Assault Vest can take a lot of hits and dish out a lot of damage against something like the Hydreigon late game. So let's get into it here. I love the trainer card from Mando there. This is going to be the third and final game for this episode. Let's see how they lead. Looks like it is going to be Murkrow Mousehold. So interesting combination here. If you guys are not aware, the Mousehold commonly ghost Terras, but I think it's okay to just fake out. Let's see. How do I want to do this? There's a lot of combinations here that could go off. I think I'm going to... I think I will try and fake out the Murkrow. We should survive... we should survive a population bomb with our Farigiraf and get Trick Room off here. Let's see if that's exactly what happens. They did not Terra, so it would have been better to fake out into the Mousehold. That's okay. We are going to see population bomb actually go into the Hariyama. Alrighty, 10 times there. I do survive, and Trick Room goes up as planned. The Flame Orb will now activate on our Hariyama. I have literally no idea how much HP I have because I put that in the wrong spot. Oh, wow, very low HP. Okay, so we are just going to go ahead and close combat. Actually, there's no reason to close combat. We're just going to knock off. This kind of covers for any switches, and we'll also Hyper Voice as well. Hyper Voice is very good because it gets our Throat Spray activated, as you saw in the last game. And so if we use it now, it'll be perfect. Looks like they do correctly protect their Mousehold. So the knockoff is going to fail. And we're going to see the Hyper Voice go into the Murkrow. Going to give us a Throat Spray activation there and do quite a bit of chip damage, to be honest. And they are going to use Foul Play into my Farigiraf, do a little bit of chip damage. We do have a very low attack stat though, so it's not going to be that much. And this gives us actually a very good natural switch into our Torkoal. And you guys will get to see the raw power of Torkoal in this game. So Drought is going to activate, and we are going to just Eruption. And we're going to actually Terrastalize into the normal typing and use Hyper Voice. And the reason is I expect them to switch out... Never mind. I was going to say I expect them to switch out into Armarouge so that they can not take the Eruption. But it looks like they are just going to let both Pokemon go down here. Eruption is going to go off. This should just KO both Pokemon. Yep, and it does. So we don't even get to see the Hyper Voice go off, but again, the Hyper Voice was really good just in case they had their Armarouge. So, Hyper Voice going to fail there. And this should just be like a pretty easy cleanup. I expect the last two to be Armarouge and Indeedee, but if it's not, that would be fantastic. As it looks like it is Armarouge and Meowscarada. So a little bit of a different one than I typically see. We are going to go ahead and just click Eruption here. And I am going to Hyper Voice as well. I think with the Dragonite in the back, we are totally fine to just fire off 2 attacks because the Armarouge can go down to an extreme speed late game. It can go down to a Dragon Claw. We are Assault Vested, so I highly doubt that they have anything to KO both of my Pokemon. As for the Meowscarada, I expect it to just go down to Eruption here. And if it's Focus Sash, like most of them, which it is, then the Hyper Voice should take it out as well. Bam, there we go. We're going to see a Terrastalize boost Hyper Voice do a ton of damage to the Armarouge as they go for Trick Room. And unfortunately for them, it's a little late because we have 2 of our Pokemon against one of their... Actually, 3 of our Pokemon against one of theirs. We're going to go for Clear Smog here, and we're going to go for Hyper Voice. Armor Cannon, probably going to take out my Farigiraf. That's okay. As their defense falls. And we're going to see Clear Smog go off. This is one of the moves I do have just in case. It looks like they're Life Orb, so this might just KO them here. And nope, brings them very low though, as we're just going to clean up with Extreme Speed from our Dragonite. So this kind of shows how good Torkoal is. As you saw, they had really nothing for it. The Armarouge being their only option against it meant that they couldn't really bring the Pokemon that they wanted to because of that Trick Room. So looks like they are going to give up there, and that is going to be our final game for the night. So we'll update our record here. That is going to be 2 wins and 1 loss for our first team and first episode of the Controlled Chaos Gaming VGC. Road to number 1. So we're going to stop the video for now, but if you guys are excited, please leave a like on the video again, and I will leave a paste in the description for this team so you can try it out on your own. My name is Andy, as always, and this is Controlled Chaos Gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.